The worst time that you can try to protect yourself with a merchant account is when you need it. And it kind of plays into the adage of loans. You know, like who does a bank want to lend money to? Well, the people that don't need it, right? And that's because banks are looking for a safe return. So when somebody really needs a loan, the banks don't want to help with that because they view that as higher risk. And by the way, some banks will still loan and they'll just charge exorbitant rates, or they won't do it at all. But merchant accounts very much work the same way. If they perceive a challenge, they just won't set up the account. So the goal is to set things up before there's an issue. And I think that the core of this is you need to make sure that you have more than one merchant account set up. But there's a huge asterisk there. It is really, really, really important that you use the right processors and that you get set up the right way. There is a really good way to have more than one merchant account, and there's a really, really, really bad way to do that. What you absolutely do not want is for banks to think that you're trying to game their system or circumvent the rules. And there's a solid, clean, above board way to do this, but it's really easy to mess up too. So it really starts with kind of knowing how things work. First thing you need to know is that banks share information with one another. There is no hiding information. So the biggest flag is if your account has actually been closed, and more specifically, if you get put on the TMF list, which is the terminated merchant file, all banks can see that. That's like the industry blacklist. And I think most businesses that have gone through that know that. But if you haven't been closed and you're going to set up another merchant account, every time you submit an application, not even get approved, but you just submit an application for a merchant account, your credit gets pulled and you get what's called a TMF inquiry. And that's an internal inquiry that every processor and every bank can see. They can also see who pulled the credit or who did the TMF inquiry. So when you submit an application, if you've submitted multiple, they're all seeing that. So what you don't want to do when you're setting up another merchant account is go and submit 5 applications or 10 applications to a whole bunch of different places. We refer to that internally as the shotgun approach. And it is the worst thing you can do because it really hurts your chances of getting additional accounts. Banks and providers look at that and they think, well, why is this business panicking? Why are they submitting a whole bunch of applications everywhere? The best thing you can do is work with somebody that can set accounts up directly with the banks that actually want to do business with you, right? You don't want to submit applications to the 99% that don't cater to your industry. You want to look for the few banking channels that cater specifically to your business, your marketing model, and understand kind of what you're doing. So there are lots of industries that fall into this camp, but certainly if you're doing anything in e-commerce, it's really important that you have an additional merchant account to protect your business in general.